Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Edgewater Dan and Danny Boy McDonough Show.
It was a very long time.
Mhm.
It is. It's too long.
You don't like it?
Yeah,
I switched and show.
Oh, there you go. A lot of thought went into that.
I was just trying to be nice to make it look like it's just not totally me and more of you, since you sort of went forward and you just talk about yourself.
I don't. I shared experiences that we both had over 49 years.
So I get a text while the band, Not Exotic. Hi, guys. Say hi, everybody.
Hey, how's it going?
They're here to play, and I get a text while they're setting up. And if you listen to the first show, which you can go back and listen to, Dan's first story on the show was how he lost his phone.
Oh, no.
And I get a text. This text is regarding your friend's lost phone. So we went and found his phone. Well, we got his phone, which someone found on the street at Wisconsin and Clark Street.
And you know, my faith is restored in humanity. It was an iPhone 6 I had for about 36 hours. Nice kid found it, and he was very happy, and he did the right thing.
Good
And
man.
I got my new iPhone 6.
Yes.
But we have more exciting news.
Yes. What's that?
Well, we have guests.
Hi, guys. Our first guests, official guest. Danny was here the other day. But we have the band. And let me say that when I first thought I wanted to do a podcast, and I went and bought this equipment, met Matt, my first thought was I'm going to get Danny McDonough to do the podcast with me. And I also talked to other people, some Second City people. There's a friend of mine whose cousin is a stand-up comedian. He's going to come on, but I always went back to Danny, and I got Danny. But the whole idea of this show is to I want to bring bands in. I want to bring artists. I want to bring actors, and I said poets. Poets. I would love to get Mark Smith in here and do a poetry slam. And then we're going to hit some politicians and have some political talk. Have them sit around the table in the studio. And I was going to change the show to the Edgewater Dan and Danny Boy McDonough show, but he seems to think it's too long. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. But I'm very excited because we've jumped right in, and we're at podcast 5 already within 2 weeks. And Matt has brought his band in here, and they are doing a CD release show.
What?
Saturday night at the Elbow Room, which is on Lincoln Avenue. It's across from that Muskie's hamburger joint. I'm sure you've been there.
Muskie's is closed.
They closed?
They closed just last summer. I know, I didn't know either, and I drove by it the other day, and I remembered, how about this, for a musical reference, me and you driving down Lincoln Avenue, going to see Warren Zevon at the Park West. And you said to me, let's stop and get a burger. And I was never there before, and you said, how could you grow up in Chicago and never have a burger from there? And you know what? You were right. It was a hell of a burger.
It was. The cheese fries, too.
Now they're closed. But yes, they are closed, but the Elbow Room is still there at Wellington and Lincoln. And I got to be honest with you, music is very, I know you love music. In fact, I know you're playing guitar. You're making great strides. I know you credit playing guitar with helping you heal recently. And I know the power of music. Music is very, very important to me. If I'm home, if I'm awake, music is playing.
Yes, it helps you live longer. My mom told me that the other day.
It does. I mean, I love Van Morrison. I love Bruce Springsteen. I got some great stories. We'll talk about different places we've seen live music. But let me tell you, I love the Elbow Room. I think the Elbow Room is a great place to see a show. And I will definitely be there Saturday night to see the boys.
We'll be there, both of us. So if you want to come and meet all of us, the band, and if you know us, come on out and support these guys. This is another thing that made me think about making a podcast, and you just said something that reminded me of that. I grew up at 1639 Rose Hill, and Mom's still over there with brother Tom. Tom's taking care of Mom, doing the right thing, as a good son will do. And Tommy jammed in the garage my whole childhood with his band, with Danny Dwyer, Eddie McDonough, Dave Caldwell, Tino Cortez, Pat Lyons, and these were all neighborhood guys, and all that generation had played instruments. And I accredit me being an actor to simply just sitting and watching these guys jam, because I would just go out there, sit and watch them. I would say nothing, and I would watch them play music, and they were playing Foghat, UFO, all kinds of good old 70s Zeppelin, and that was 1976 when this was happening. But right now, I had came up with the idea that I wanted to get those guys back together. So I called my friend Tino Cortez, the Blues Enchilada, who's probably the best drummer in the city of Chicago, behind Dan here. But they're now back together. Pat Lyons, Danny Dwyer, Paul Lang, Andre Yamura lives in Wisconsin. I'm putting a call out to you that you're more than welcome to stay here in my crib on Tuesday nights to jam Tuesday nights in Tino's basement, and they're dying for a good bass player.
And hey, Andre, we have a Republican governor now, so Illinois state to come back to.
A Republican governor who, by the way, did you see the picture in the paper today?
About
I saw it on
the wrong hand.
the wrong hand.
I
think somebody should have said, "Hey, you got the wrong hand in the Bible."
There's nothing in the Illinois bylaws that say
I'm
what hand to use.
I'm more than happy that the guy's governor.
I think he's got bigger things on his mind. He's going to fix.
But don't
state.
you think? I'm not making an issue, but it's sort of funny and sort of. Don't you wish his
I think
wife would have said, "Hey," or the judge, "Hey, wrong hand."
Yeah.
I think it is too. It's
I'll
not
take
that
it.
big of a deal.
What?
But come on.
I'll take it over the last
maybe
10 years of mismanagement.
Maybe he did it on purpose.
He might have.
You know?
He's got that sense of humor.
Oh, and is Quinn a sore loser?
Taxi!
What he did in his last
He
10
backed out of marijuana.
What?
among other things.
Now, does that
How many?
that says to me that he put that marijuana up just to get elected, right?
Is that news to you?
No, well, you know what?
Typical Democrat.
He's a real scumbag. He really showed his.
It's called catering to the masses for votes.
That's what he tried to do, and then he doesn't have the balls to go through with it.
All right.
All right. So now, what?
How about some live music?
I'm thinking of no. I'm gonna hand it over to you. I just wanted to get across the point that this is a big part of the show, music.
You know, and and you're right. You know, and it's interesting. You're saying that our brothers. We would see so many bands practice. I remember a band, Anaconda, was it, or Apogee?
Anaconda. It was first Anaconda, then it was Apogee.
Anaconda. He couldn't think of anything else, and they had a space on Western Avenue.
Lunt and
What'd you call me?
Western Paulina.
And we used to go and watch them practice, and they were amazing. But, you know, none of us really picked up instruments.
I know. I did in 6th grade. I didn't go through it. I didn't follow through. I picked it up at 20, and KJ, Kevin Dwyer, and I were playing together in my basement. Then we went to St. Gregory's, and we were playing in our old KHRE's old classroom with Coach Billy Bland, and he played the piano.
I did not know this.
Yes, we were hacking away at Springsteen, and I play a great punk version of No Reply. This happened once before when I walked through your door. Yeah. No reply.
Yeah, I'm sure that was great.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. No,
I'll take fun. I don't know about great.
Well, you know what? I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because a big part of me going back and playing the guitar, which I'm doing now, and I'm loving it. I started playing, and then Dave Grohl came out with his special. And no, hold on, his first special he did here. All right, in Chicago.
At the Gummy Bear.
Yeah.
Clark and Addison.
Yeah, and it was great.
Right.
All right, and then when he went to D.C., he was interviewing one of the guys that he played with. And the guy wasn't that great. I'm just learning to play the guitar. I'm not going to be a rock and roll star, so I'm going to just learn it for the love of the guitar.
Sure.
That's it, strictly for the love and to learn and to keep my brain going. But this one guy he was interviewing started producing records on his own, and he was 18. And what he said was, he goes, "Hey man, we were up on stage, we weren't that good, but we were trying, man. We were trying."
I'm sorry, Dave Grohl said that?
No, the guy he was interviewing,
Oh, sorry.
who's one of his best friends.
Gotcha.
You know, and the thing is, try. If someone, I hate people that sit there and say, oh, that ain't good. Or I've heard a couple musicians who I know sort of poo-poo something I did that I had posted on Facebook, and I'm like, hey, dude, it's 3 months, but I'm trying.
Absolutely.
I'm trying. That's it.
I couldn't agree more.
So, and we're trying and doing this podcast.
Well, we're trying.
We're doing. We're doing.
Wonderful.
I'm going to hand it over to you. And why don't we get to know these guys, Dan? That's what you do best, is get to know people.
Is that what I do best? I introduced myself to the band when I walked in, and he yelled at me and said,
I didn't yell at you.
He kind of yelled. It's funny, you talking about Dave Grohl. I saw Dave Grohl. I never heard of the Foo Fighters. It was 1998, and he was at the Allstate Arena. And boy, that band came out, and I never saw a more dedicated, harder working band that just delivered. And they played for 2.5 hours. They never stopped, and you just see the energy and the pure love of rock and roll. And I still remember that as one of the best live shows I've ever seen. They opened up for Oasis, and I went to see Oasis. I love the Gallagher brothers.
Yeah.
If they would ever get along.
They're like the Allfeld brothers.
They kind of are like the Allfeld brothers.
Yeah.
But
we all love each other.
I'll tell you, the Foo Fighters absolutely. I don't remember one song that Oasis played, but I can remember the entire set of the Foo Fighters. So
yeah, that's a good show, man.
Wonderful. Well, all right. Well, here we are. The band is Non-Exotic. Love the name. I asked Matt, and lead singer, who's also is our producer of this podcast,
yes.
Matt. Hello, Matt. How are you?
There.
I was wondering about the name, Non-Exotic. I'm sorry, when I first heard it, I thought it was non-erotic.
What?
So did I.
What?
We're pretty erotic.
What?
Live, we can get pretty erotic.
I can tell you, I'm looking at the four boys, and there's some eroticism going on here. I got to be honest with you. All right, so so Matt, the name of the band. Give me why we came up with Non-Exotic.
Well, it's kind of a play on who we are. We like to focus on the music as opposed to really much of the imagery. Like we're 5 musicians, and Wes unfortunately couldn't be here with us, who's our bass player. He was out of town for a little while.
They're having trouble with bass players too, Andre. Wes is going to start sleeping here on Tuesday nights too.
Oh,
so
no.
he starts to make their gigs.
I thought it was always the drummer that was the problem guy
I
in
know.
the band. Is it the bass player?
Not this drummer. This drummer's got a personality. I like him. He's a knucklehead.
He's got issues too. We'll get to him. All right,
Yeah,
sorry. Go
okay.
ahead, Matt. The name of the band.
So it's really just more of a term to get people to focus on our music as opposed to what they think the band really is.
Wonderful. But but there is an image thing happening. I'm seeing a lot of tattoos. I'm seeing a lot of piercings. I'm seeing some good-looking gentlemen.
No.
Women, if you're
Here we go, guys.
Women, if you're single, I think you should come out Saturday night and check out
Well,
these guys.
check this out. They played a gig that I filmed, and I found out that one of my cameras wasn't working. I had to send back at the Elbow Room for Dalton's birthday. And these 3 smoking chicks come in.
There you go.
They sit down, and they were out of nowhere, and you could tell they were there coming to see them.
Of course they were.
And they didn't know these guys. Then they went out and got stoned because they came back in and they smelled just like reefer. I was like, holy Christ, that's the pot you guys must smoke these days. I'm glad I don't get high
Very
anymore.
poignant. Much more powerful.
Yeah, I guess it is. That's what they were saying in 60 Minutes. But what I'm getting at is, I don't know. I'm thinking that this name might attract some women out. Let's not worry about the image. It is rock and roll.
Musicians get laid.
We're happy to draw female variety.
Yeah.
to our shows.
Who was it that said, forget all about that macho shit and learn how to play guitar?
Play guitar. He's coming to Chicago
Who
Theater.
is it?
John Mellencamp.
How is he doing? I heard he had cancer and he wasn't.
I don't know. He's playing at Donnie was going to see him.
He should probably go. Might be the last time. I think he's sick.
He's not selling out.
So, Danny, did you say the hot babes went out and smoked?
Yes.
So they went outside and smoked.
And then they came back in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you?
That's how I could tell they smoked. I was like, you could tell it was off of this one chick. She came bumbling back in and went right in the bathroom. And I was like, holy Moses.
Oh, there you go. See, Dan?
I mean, you could smell it off him.
Youth is wasted on the young. All right, you mentioned Dalton, my favorite name in the band. Hello, Dalton. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. How's it going?
Never better. And Dalton, what do you play?
I play guitar. I'm a
Nice.
guitar player.
Perfect. And Dalton, you're from?
I'm from Davenport, Iowa.
Now, I got to be honest with you. I had a phone call today from a gentleman I know from Des Moines, Iowa,
Okay.
who called to say he was driving the back streets of Iowa, or the back roads, I guess, of Iowa, and he lost his Sirius XM, and he's like, shit, what am I going to listen to? I got 90 minutes to Des Moines. And he listened to the podcast.
Yeah.
And he said it was very enjoyable. It made him laugh, and it passed his 90 minutes. So, Dalton, the good news is we're huge in Iowa. All right, Dalton, very nice. And now next we have Michael.
Yes.
Hello, Michael. How are you?
Let's get him close to the mic here.
There you go. Michael, we got to hear you.
Yeah, I'm here.
Wonderful. And, Michael, what do you play?
I play guitar.
So we have two guitar players.
Yes,
That's
correct.
cool. I like that. I like it. And Michael is not from Chicago. Michael's from
From Bakersfield, California.
Bakersfield, California.
Yep.
Wonderful. Farmland outside of L.A., yes?
Yeah, it's a lot of agriculture. A lot of
Very
plants
nice.
and wildlife.
And are you getting are you embracing our Chicago winters, Michael?
I love it. I mean, I'm so used to the heat that it's a nice change. for sure.
You know, I'll never understand that after
Yeah,
last
weird.
week.
It's all right.
I'll tell you, I just booked a trip to Florida for next month. I got to get out of here. I can't take it. But yeah, they say it builds character, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, welcome. We're happy to have you here. All right, and now our bass player is MIA.
Evidently. I don't even know if they got a bass player. I think he's fictional.
Do you really need a bass player?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. We gotta have him.
Oh, yeah.
He's a ghost.
All right, wonderful. And last but not least, the aforementioned, my favorite name for anybody in the band or anyone, Danny. Do you go by Dan, Danny, or Daniel?
Dan, Danny, and Daniel.
All right, all three of them.
All
And,
three of them at the same time.
and you play drums, Dan.
Yes, I do.
And where are you from, Dan?
I am originally from Owego, New York, upstate, small town.
Really clear a room.
Oh, boy, can't he ever.
All right, we won't go into any details
You
with
guys
that.
didn't even move.
Dan, who is the best drummer? Who is the best rock and roll drummer of all times?
John Bonham.
John Bonham. John Bonham did not have a long career. How old was he when he died?
Young.
He was young.
He's 27. How old are you?
He wasn't
28.
Right?
I thought he was 27.
He's not a part of that club.
I thought everybody was 27 when they died. Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, Jimi Hendrix, right? They were all 27.
Morrison?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jimi
Jim
Hendrix.
Morrison?
All 27, right? All right, so John Bonham, when he died, now, if Zeppelin ever got back together, and there's rumors, that somebody offered them a lot of money.
That's bogus.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't think that'll ever happen. I don't think
I have a
Mikey
question.
have anything to do with it.
Really? It's a lot of money, Dan.
He's
All right.
already got a lot, you know?
I know. Well, too
He's
much.
32.
He's doing
Oh,
his
30.
acoustic thing now. He's
Hey,
working
that's
with,
just as close, dude.
Wait.
That's still young.
Yeah.
Didn't he
Still
do a record
incredibly
with
young.
Diane Krall or somebody? Or
Who?
Who?
Alison Krauss, maybe?
Who's that?
Robert Plant.
Oh, come on.
Yes, he did.
Wow.
Oh,
Wait.
Oh,
One had a Led Zeppelin reunion or an acoustic album with Alison Krauss.
Don't talk to my mom. She'll beat you senselessly.
She's an Alison Krauss fan?
Huge.
Oh, you know, he's married to Elvis Costello.
Oh, she is.
You know, somebody told me
Yeah.
she has more Grammys under her belt than anyone.
How does that translate to dollars?
I have no idea.
All right, Dan, I got one more question for you. John Bonham's son, is he did he just inherit the reputation of being a great drummer, or is he indeed a great drummer?
I think he's a great drummer.
Is he in a band?
He is a great drummer. Played. He plays for Foreigner. I know that.
And he also
Yeah.
did the Zeppelin reunion.
You know you've arrived if you played for Foreigner.
Well, but he plays for Zeppelin too. He played the
right.
reunion show.
All right.
I'm sure
He's a solid player.
All right, sounds good.
you know Zach Zarsky's a great drummer.
I don't know.
Ringo Starr's son.
All right.
He's the drummer for the Who.
All right.
We'll get to that. Dalton, who's your favorite guitar player?
Jimi Hendrix, Jimmy Page for sure.
Did you ever hear of Rory Gallagher?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Matt, who's your favorite guitar player?
I'm a big fan of Tom Morello from Rage Against the
Yeah,
Machine.
he's pretty
Super
good.
innovative.
Yeah, he practiced his ass off.
Bunch
You
of
know?
different projects. It's really a career that I can admire.
Tommy Morello
Yeah.
from the great.
I
He's
think
not from
Libertyville.
Chicago,
I
but
think he's from Libertyville.
he's from Libertyville. But I'll give a guy like that Chicago
I
any
think
day.
He went to
I don't.
school with Adam
Yeah.
Jones from Tool. Who's
Who?
another guitarist that I really like.
Really?
Yeah.
He went to what school did they go? Libertyville Central.
Is there? Are you making up high school names?
Yeah, I am.
I'm sure there is.
I wonder what their mascot is. The Libertyville Central Wildcats with Tom Morello on the guitar. What about you, Mike? Carlos Santana.
Oh yeah, yeah. Actually, he's really good.
He's awesome.
I did grow up with Carlos Santana actually.
Yeah, I wish I could play like Carlos.
I play Carlos Santana tunes in a Latin pop band.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like almost just as much fun as this band.
You know,
Really?
Just ripping Santana.
I have my favorite guitarist in this band, and it's awesome.
Pardon me?
My favorite guitarists are in this band.
Wow.
Every single one of
Look
us-
at that.
You're pretty good. This guy is a very good kid.
There you go.
Quit the bullshit.
I love every
bursting
single one of us, and it's
enthusiasm.
like we're all super talented in our own special way. We like all come together, and we do some like really really cool things.
Well, you know what? I couldn't think of a better setup then. Let's quit talking and let's start listening. Ladies and gentlemen, non-exotic.
Man, that was great. What was the name of that?
That one was called The Stone. It's actually the first single that we put out as soon as we got the EP all pressed and everything.
And I remember that from the Elbow Room the other night, and I could hear you singing this time. I couldn't hear live,
Oh,
and that was a pleasant surprise. That was really good.
Cool,
Yeah.
thank you.
What do you guys? You know what? Play another song. Play another song.
Absolutely. That was a first class. I love that. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see
I
what
like how your voice sort of just stays. I can't do that.
No, you can't.
No. I wish I could sing.
Oh well.
Can you sing?
No, I can't. But
Yes,
leave it to these guys. You guys
Armored
nailed
cars and tanks and guns.
it. All right.
Okay.
That was pretty good, Dan.
Thank you.
Leave it to the pros, Dan.
Okay, I will. Let's go.
All right. So this next song is called Low Play. It's another song off of our 5-song EP. That's our debut. It comes out on January 17th, which is this Saturday, and we'll be playing it in its entirety at Elbow Room. Tickets are $10. It's 21 and over, and the show starts at 8:30. We'll be playing with our friends in Roarmen, Them Monarchs, and Pure Remedy. Running around town, gone into the nothing. Your exit strategy makes you think twice about loving them. Running around, not bound to anything. Your exit strategy makes you think twice about loving them. Surrounding sounds will get you, will make you think about the total effect you have 3 times. The smog on the street will choke you to death. So say just look the other way. As the tanks roll through your town, we'll realize Please let us get to be running around, not bound to anything. Your exit strategy makes you think twice about loving now. Running around, not bound to anything. Your exit strategy makes you think twice about loving now. Running around the crowd, find an exit strategy. Oh, please lead your soul to be brave.
Wow.
All right.
Cool.
I mean, I got two things. A, how do we ever have another live band in here? I don't think we can top that. And number two, if you are in the city of Chicago and you don't come out Saturday night to the Elbow Room to see these guys, there's something wrong with you. I thought that was excellent. Nice job, guys.
Yeah, it is. You know what? The thing is, since the death of the LP, which is coming back, I think that there's something missing with reaching out and touching bands and going to see bands. When we were in our late 20s, early 30s, we had that Halloween party every year at Frankie's Sports Bar. But, I mean, we had Jack Mackerel, and, I mean, bands were important to us. And bands, music and bands are an important thing in life and in the city.
Right, I couldn't agree more. Now it's all about EDM and DJs, and you just you don't get that live connection anywhere else in a live venue and seeing a band like this. So
no, you go out and you sit down, you have a good time, you talk to people, you meet people, you sit in the back and watch people and make fun of people.
Go out and get stoned with some 3 hot 21-year-old chicks.
Oh, I wish I could get stoned with hot 20-year-olds.
Very nice.
I don't smoke reefer, though. I never inhaled.
All right, well, I'm going to tell a quick story then, just because that's kind of what I do, isn't it?
Right.
All right, so listen, I tell you my love of music, and I tell you about these great bands that I love, and I love the Stones, I love the Who, I love everybody, but at the end of the day, my favorite recording artist of all times is Mr. Enrique Iglesias.
Why is that?
Well, he's a singer. He speaks to me. His slow stuff is amazing, and now he's in this whole new pop dance thing. To me, he could do no wrong. I own everything he's ever recorded in Spanish and in English.
Do you?
I do.
Do you know Enrique?
Well, 2 years ago, I'm going out to Vegas, and I'm going 10th row to see Elton John, and I'm going to see the Cirque du Soleil salute to the Beatles. And at the last minute, we find out that Enrique is playing, not in Vegas proper, but right outside it.
Where? Yeah, go ahead.
So,
where was it at?
It was.
Do you remember the showcase?
The place I called the Rocks, a beautiful outdoor venue, like in Henderson, Nevada. So I'm telling all my friends, Enrique has this thing where for every concert he pulls up somebody and he sings one of his songs. And 99% of the time, it's a young lady. However, Enrique is very good to the gay community. The gay community really supported him, before he really took off into his superstar status that he enjoys now. So anyway, I tell everybody as I'm flying out to Vegas that Enrique will pull me up on stage. Everyone says McDonough's being McDonough. And I said, Oprah says if you envision something, it'll happen. Now, I didn't have great seats. I was probably in the 30th row center. But I'm there. And sure enough, Enrique starts playing his song Hero, and he's looking for someone to pull up, and he points right at me and says, "You, get up here." So 3 big security guards pull me up and throw me up on stage, and I'm up with Enrique for about 15 minutes on stage.
It's on YouTube. I'm trying to find that.
It's
you were blasted.
I was pretty blasted.
You were wasted.
I can tell you, we talked.
You trying to sing an Irish song?
We talked. We kissed.
You didn't kiss.
We did. I have a picture. We did about 4 shots of his private label rum that he owns.
You did.
He gave me the mic.
Dude, he was turned on by you.
I
think he's gay. Is he gay?
He's not gay. Anyway, long story short, it was the most amazing night of my life. I was literally up there for about 15 or 20 minutes. And if you YouTube him, usually people are up for about 2 or 3 minutes. He kept me up for about 20.
It wasn't 20. It was about 10.
It was over 15. Check it out. It's on YouTube.
Do you got it? Did you?
It's on YouTube. You can search.
What does it say?
Gay couple, Enrique, Las Vegas.
But you weren't a couple.
No, I was with a coworker.
What did you say when he said he thought you were a couple and he said, "Are you 2 couples?"
I probably said something like he's tried many times, but
What was it? Gay couple Enrique?
All right, Vegas.
And
check it out on YouTube. It's funny. You know what? It's funny, and I love to talk about it. But it really was one of those surreal moments.
Dude, it was weird.
It was, he gave me the mic. I sang, he was...
Here you are,
he was,
right here.
He was talking.
20 minutes, 8 minutes, and 41 seconds.
That's edited.
Oh, is it? Invites gay
You know what's
couple on
funny?
stage.
If you can see why he pulls me up, that's the funny thing. Because people ask me, Why did he? And he goes off and he starts
He
looking.
saw you singing all his songs.
Like you said, I was pretty out of it. But he said to his guy, get the oh my God guy. Which means I was probably like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So he called me the oh my God guy, and I went there. But he did this thing about, he said he had a very lonely childhood, and music was his sole bastion of sanity. And he would lock himself in his room, even though his father was a very rich and famous
He's
man.
got brothers and sisters?
He has a half brother.
Okay. So he was probably raised alone until.
Well, his father's
that
Julio Iglesias, one
I
of the
know
most
that.
successful recording artists in the world.
In the world.
So, he grew up in wealth, but he said he had no friends.
Right.
And he said he listened to a lot of old Motown songs. So he was singing Stand By Me.
Right.
So that's the mic he gave me, and I sang in front of 15,000 people.
Man, you really, you could have really, I don't know, it wasn't like you were so out of it that you were on stage with him.
I was
that
out.
It was overwhelming for you.
I was out with my good friend Jack Daniels for about 3 hours before the concert.
Right, right.
But really, really just a wonderful, wonderful night, and the power of music and the power of envisioning things and making it happen. One of the greatest nights of my life.
You know what? The same thing happened to me many times,
Oh,
and
who
I
put-
believe
who
in
put
that.
you on stage?
Matt,
Oh, wait a minute.
Matt believes in that.
What?
And that's you look at my books.
What?
You call me Oprah Jr.
What?
You know, the law of attraction.
I will now call you Oprah Jr.
Okay, hello.
Well,
Don't be jumping on my couch, Tom Jr. Hey, no, I'm driving down Kennedy, and Terry Hemmert says we're going to be auctioning off Elvis Costello tickets. And I thought right there, I'm going to win those tickets. And I went home and I got on XRT's webpage. And next day, I forgot about it. And Donnie, who calls me and goes, hurry up, call XRT. They just called your name.
Wow.
Wow.
I also knew that I would meet Sheryl Crow. And I also knew I'd meet Dee Wallace. I put it in my head. I will meet these guys. Sheryl Crow, when I was working for the Park District as an electrician, the stage went down during Kenny Rogers. And
what a tragedy.
Yeah, I know. But they had to put a big generator behind the stage. So we were brought in to make sure if anything else went down, we automatically transferred over from the panels in what's that thing called in Grant Park? There's a name for it. Patrol the band shell.
Right.
If the band shell went down, we'd transfer over the generator. So I worked the Elvis Costello show.
I was there.
Met Elvis.
You got us backstage.
Oh, I did. You were there?
Did. I was there.
Yeah, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, I was
but the thing was, I was on the stage.
Right.
And somebody called me the next day and said, you played line for line air guitar with Elvis Costello. And I did. I was 30 feet away from him on stage. So the next day, Sheryl Crow comes. And I learned something. Sheryl Crow comes in, they go backstage, and there's all these pink lines, pink tape lines, gaffer's tape they put down. So they evidently do this for every show for her because she'll go to new stages and it will show her where to go. Follow the pink line.
Follow the pink line.
And that's what she uses. But they come down and they say, don't talk to Miss Crow.
Hey!
And I'm thinking, what
Uh-oh.
a jerk, you know? So, no, I obeyed the rules. But the thing is, I walked upstairs to do something, and there was maniac fans outside the gate to go into the backstage for the Patrilla band shells, holding onto the fence like maniacs, going, I need to talk to Sheryl, with this look in her eyes, like,
Sure.
and it came to me, I get it.
Right.
Why you shouldn't talk to Sheryl.
Sure.
Because she's going to do a show, and there's people say stupid stuff to people. By the way, I remember you getting kicked out of Peter Gabriel.
I did.
Oh no!
But anyways, and we'll get back to that.
Not necessarily.
So Cheryl's on stage playing, and I'm back in the same spot where I was for Elvis Costello. She goes in the middle of a song over to her stage manager and says something to him, and he walks back, and he was standing next to me, and I go, hey, what's the problem? And he goes, well, that guy out in the audience has a lens, and he was from the press. And what happens is the first 2 shows, they open the press spot for the press, then they have to leave. and get out of the press pit. And he had a huge lens, and he was taking a picture. Evidently, it's against the rules.
Sure.
So I go to him. I'll go with you. Come on, follow me. I walk out.
You're like the bodyguard. You're like Kevin Costner.
Listen to this story. I walk out, look at him, and I go, give me the film. But I said the effing film. And he goes, oh, damn it. And then the security guards grab him. He gives me the film. It was a disc. We go backstage. I give it to her guy. After the show, I'm sitting on the couch, and Sheryl Crow walks past me into her dressing room, and then her head pops out, and she looks at me, and she goes, thank you. And I went, I couldn't say a word. I felt like such an idiot. I didn't know what to say, you know? So let's talk about Peter Gabriel.
Well, Sheryl Crow's great, but let's not lose sight. I mean, didn't she date Kid Rock for like a couple of years? In fact, I think she was engaged to Kid Rock. So.
I didn't know that.
Maybe you could have hit that.
I think she was dating Lance the Cheater.
And let me tell you something.
She's small. She's smaller than I. She was perfect for me. She actually is perfect.
Well, maybe
for me.
if you could have said something, you could have.
No, but maybe that's a good thing because the next time I run into her, I could say, "Remember?"
It was 10 years ago, Dan.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm hard to forget, Dan.
Dan, those are two great stories. But I gotta be honest with you. At the end of the day, who would you rather meet? Elvis Costello, Sheryl Crow, or Enrique Iglesias?
You want my answer?
No, please.
You know who I would rather meet, Elvis Costello or Sheryl Crow. Look at, there's the picture with Elvis Costello.
I can see it.
We're watching Peter Gabriel.
All right.
All right? And Peter Gabriel goes on this rant about people being free, and
he's going to play Biko, and he's going to start talking about the injustices of South Africa. And I just thought it was, it was, what's happening with the British and the Irish. And I let's be honest.
You self-sanctimonious piece of crap! I know.
Oh my God! They had to come and they dragged them out.
I might have been out with my friend Jack Daniels for 3
months
for that concert.
You saying, who the hell do you think you are? And you know what? He couldn't hear us.
So why did we have to get kicked out?
Oh my God!
All right.
And then I remember I got punched in the jaw at John Mellencamp concert. Were you there?
I don't think so.
Guy was standing right in front. I mean, everybody was sitting down, and then everybody stood up. And this crazy hillbilly from Indiana was right in front of me.
Dan, we're huge in Indiana.
Yeah.
Almost as much as Iowa.
Stands on the chair, and it's one song. Then it's 2 songs. Then it's 3 songs. And I'm like, hey, dude, hey. And he was ignoring us. And then it was 4 songs. And then I asked his friend, and his friend sort of shrugged his shoulders. So I gave the chair a boot, and he went down. And then one of his friends came over and jacked me in the jaw, and they all ran away.
There you go. I seem to remember all of us being asked to leave an Elvis Costello concert at the Rosemont Theater because we were singing
the song,
every single song, verbatim, word for word. And I guess
it was the chick in front of us.
Yeah, they told us to shut up.
And we didn't.
No, we didn't.
That was the best time I ever had.
If I wanted to pay to see you guys sing, I would.
You know what? That was the best time. All our fathers had died. It was me, you, McKay. Oh, I'll never forget this because we were on.
There was like 8 of us. Right?
Yeah, and the majority of us, our fathers had passed away, and we had a nice buzz going. And
I think we saw Jack Daniels.
No, but I never saw Jack Daniels when I was drinking. I saw a little. Jameson is what I saw in Bud Light. But we had such a good time. And then we went to the bar in the Rosemont or by the Rosemont, and we had everybody doing a choo-choo train around the bar. The whole bar was with us doing the choo-choo train. What's that called? Locomotion. But we weren't doing the locomotion.
I don't remember that. Like a conga line.
Yeah, a conga line.
Was the fat girl?
We were pretty good on the conga line.
Was the fat girl who yelled at us at the concert on the conga line?
No, she wasn't.
She would have been a hell of a caboose. All right.
We'll get to another music show.
We will.
But hey, we did 5 shows already. This is a quick one.
This is a quick one, although it's not quick.
Well, we started a little late.
Music is awesome. Music is my passion, and boy, Non-Exotic knocked it out of the park.
Yes, they did.
to go see him?
Yeah, we're going to be at the Elbow Room Saturday night on Lincoln Avenue and
Wellington.
in Wellington.
3000 Northland.
Yeah, it's right. Yeah,
Right.
Lincoln. It's after Wellington.
All right.
It's after that. What is that?
George.
Golden Maggot.
George.
Yeah.
All right.
So
All
we'll
right.
see you at the Elbow Room Saturday night.
Be there. Be square. All right, guys. Rock it out. Peace.
Thanks for
All
having
right.
us.
Thank you so much.
All right.